Well, hello, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, actually.
I can't
So
hear you.
you can't hear me. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to go out and come back in, but start the show.
I cannot hear you.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. So I don't know where she went. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. I could not hear her. So we're experiencing a little bit of gremlins here. Just give us a few seconds. We'll get this all figured out, I promise. Great way to start the new year. You know what? You're always going to have a little bit of issues, a little bit of gremlins. It's all good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I just can't see you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's get started. We have a wonderful
There we
guest.
go. I got you now. I got you now.
Okay. Gremlins. Oh, we can hear you. Okay. So, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. So, we got a wonderful guest for tonight, and I have been excited for a couple months now to get this one on here.
So, I'm stoked for it. It's going to be a good conversation. So a little bit of background. A lot of people don't know that this is legitimately the person that has changed my outlook and aspect when it comes to psychics and or mediums.
Yep.
She prefers to go by medium, but I can tell you that I had a firm skepticism when it came to such aspects because, well, I have a skeptical mindset, and that's just how I think, that's how I believe. And she has gotten me to the point where I can actually open up my mind a little bit and accept that maybe this is something that goes beyond the realm of my own knowledge.
And that is a huge deal. That is a huge deal.
Oh, absolutely. For me, it is. Because let me tell you, and we're getting into this story, actually. I'll bring this story up when we get on the show. But tonight, we have got a great guest. It's the inaugural start of 2026, first episode of 2026. First episode of season 2, and also this person happened to make me my new background here, which I absolutely love. By the way, she painstakingly went through and put everyone in chronological order.
Wonderful.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did, actually. I checked it out. That's why I said I wanted one.
I'm like, that's insane. Like, what? But anyways, it's going to be an amazing show tonight on the Paranormal Unveiled. So ladies, gentlemen, and Gwen, tonight, please welcome to the Paranormal Unveiled family, Morgs The Medium Caldwell.
Hey.
Yes, I realize I've messed up your name there. Sorry, Morgan.
No, it's okay.
I'm going to hear it later. Don't worry.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are so cute. Morgan, I got to say, I love I'm going to call it the picture, but I love it. And I did recognize that you went through and did it. And I was amazed. And I even asked both of you, would you be okay if I printed out an 8x10? Because once I get my little studio place, I would love to hang it up there if you would not mind. And then you said, yes, that would be good. So
you might want to do bigger than 8x10 because the pictures
you
won't be able. You can't hear me?
Can you hear now?
Can you hear me now? I can hear you guys.
Oh, she might have to do the same thing you did. She might have to exit the room and come back in.
Yeah, Morgan, you're gonna have to go out of the studio and come back in. It's an iPhone problem with StreamYard, and I apologize. Okay. But she'll come back. But anyway, she did that. She's done so much creative stuff for you.
I've seen she has. This up here, she did that, which it has my TikTok name, Static Voices, going across the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give a quick shout out because I pointed this out to Russ Stiver about a week and a half ago. Mm-hmm. He had no idea. I have a small compass that hangs right here. That's a shout out to the Compass of Curiosities podcast.
See, I had heard you say something about it, but I've never been able to figure out exactly where it is.
Yep, little tiny things like that. You know, they pay homage.
Well, see, that's the thing. I want to get a big shelf and just put, because I have stuff people have given me or sent to me, or just, here, you do this for me, I'll do this for you at a Paracon. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. And for those of you just joining, don't worry. Morgan's coming back. We're having technical gremlins tonight. First show of 2026, and this is how it's starting. It's it was almost like my first day back at work. I clocked in. So for those of you out there who don't know what I do for work, I'm a CNC programmer for a company that manufactures bridges and bridge components. I clocked in, and 5 minutes after I clocked in, one of the guys from the Bay came in with a sheet, and I'm like, I hate seeing this sheet because it's remake, so we don't make any money if something's messed up and we have to remake.
No.
And so he sat it on my desk. He's like, hey, when do you think you can get these out by? I kind of slid my hand on it, pushed it off the desk, and I said, I'm not making them.
Oh.
And he was like, well, we kind of need them. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not my problem. Just giving him a hard time. I made him pick it up off the floor like 2 or 3 times.
There you are. I was getting worried. I sent you a message.
No, I saw her pop up, so I couldn't get back in through Chrome. It wasn't working.
Still no audio.
That's okay. You still can't hear her?
No.
I think it might be an issue with Chrome then, because I had to go directly through the link through the app.
Okay. I tell you what, go back out.
You know what? Let me do this. Let me exit, and I'm not worried about streaming it to my platforms. I'm going to exit out. I'm going to open up the typical app that I use, and I'll be right back.
Yes. Okay. That's good. Well, me and Morgan can talk. So I have been asking this lady for, since he started for you to come on an episode, and you were like, I'm not ready. And I was like, okay, well, when you are ready, come on. And I am so proud of you that you have grown. I'm going to call it spiritually, because that's kind of the thing for me to come on here. You don't know how excited. I'm like, Morgan's coming. She's coming.
Yeah, I don't typically put myself out there much. So
you and we're working on that. We're working on that, because I will. Can you hear us?
I can hear both of you just fine. I think it's an issue on my end. I think it's because I have to use Google Chrome.
Well, I will tell you, since you have an iPhone, that I have this problem with Raven and Chris on their show. So.
Oh, well, I also just fucking hate Google Chrome. So there's that.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess there's that too.
So I was telling her how excited I really was, and I've been just waiting for her to be ready to do it. So, Morgan, you've done a reading, but you've read for me over the phone and texting and stuff, and told me stuff I needed to know. And I'm telling you, you were spot on, very spot on.
Good to know. I never remember anything, so good to know it was accurate.
No, but we had a talk at Connecticut, and we had
Hello,
we've
Maria.
had a talk every time
Jeremy, I saw you down there.
Hey, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, Jeremy's coming to. Well, he's already on the network, but his show is starting, I think, the 21st. If I don't have that messed up, so
you do not. So, I am his first official guest.
I know. I thought that was cool. So.
Oh, it's going to be an awesome conversation. I love Jeremy. Jeremy's a good dude.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
So I want to know.
Weirdo, Thomas, you're the weirdo.
I want to know from Morgan, tell us your origin story. Tell us how all this came about, or your first experiences or something. Let us know.
Okay, so the first experience I remember, I was about 3. And honestly, I was riding my tricycle in the backyard, and there was what was a spirit riding a tricycle with me, and I know nobody could see them, but honestly, it looked like the little baby Jesus, like all the paintings with like the curly hair and everything. We never spoke, we just played together. And actually, I completely forgot about that until the first time I had a reading done. They were like, no, you played with them in your backyard, and it brought it back. Ooh. But the main memory that stuck with me was when I was about 8 years old. My grandfather passed, and he'd been in the hospital for a while because he was battling Alzheimer's. And I was sleeping. He came to me when I was sleeping, and he told me that he'd passed away. Oh, and then my mother woke me up the next day, and she was like, no, I need to tell you about your grandfather. I was like, no, I know. He came to see me last night. So he told me he came to see me before I think the family was even notified by the hospital. And then other than that, I mean, it's always been things here and there. As I've been tapping into it more, I've discovered different things that I do more, but I've been doing readings and everything for people I've known, like small circles, since I was about 14. So about 24 years now, because I'm ancient.
You are not, by the way. No, ma'am.
You're ancient. Then what does that make me? Like the Egyptian pyramids?
More like the dust from when the pyramids, you know.
Oh, the dust from the pyramids. That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
That is not fair. Y'all are not old. No. Nope. I do not accept it. So that's amazing. And didn't you start doing I guess, when you go to different things and being more public about it in the last couple of years, or did I get that wrong? Have you just kind of eased into it?
So it took me a while to get myself out there, and what I did was I actually just started going to Paracons. I saw one that was posted. It was actually Sam Beltrusis's Mass Paracon was the first one I went to. And I was getting my feelers out, and I did the investigation. That was the first time I ever investigated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm so new to investigating, so Nate needs to teach me all the things, because I just bring my little handy dandy cat ball and my Freddy Krueger little music box thing.
Which works flawlessly, by the way.
It does. Yeah.
You have your favorite things, and it's what works for you.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep. But no, I went there.
Chris.
And then sorry.
Oh, we were saying hey to whoever's popping in.
Oh. But I started going to Paracons. And as I went to the Paracons, I would just be, meeting the people, all the like-minded people, but spirit would typically come forward for people that I was meeting. Because I believe Salem, we were walking around and we stopped at a table, and I was like, oh no, the first time I met them, I read for them, or they would mention it while we were walking by. But
that's cool.
I don't know. I know it's not typical to just do that, but I don't know. I feel comfortable there. So spirit, I guess it's easier for them to come forward.
And being around the energy of like-minded people, I think does. I love it when we go to Paracons, and even if we have a dinner and it's this kind of people, it just makes you feel you can be yourself and you can be open. So, and I know you've seen some of my spirit guides, so
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool, because not everybody does. So,
and that's exactly what I was going to say. Was I feel like it's the being around like-minded people.
Yes.
That you're drawing into that energy, so therefore maybe things come through a little bit easier than they normally would.
Yeah, I agree. And so there's people that I am less. I'm not nervous, but I do get anxiety because of all energy, not of like-minded people. It makes me real. When we were in Salem, I came and I was that morning. It was terrible, and then when I got there, it leveled out. So.
Yeah, once you're there, it typically does. I feel like if you are a person, whether or not you're a vendor, right, and you're going into an event, if you don't feel those little pre-event jitters before you go in there, then you're a sociopath. Because there's not a public speaking event that I have not done where I don't go outside and chain smoke like 3 or 4 cigarettes before I speak. You can ask Morgan; she's seen it. I will go outside and I will chain smoke like 3 or 4 cigarettes before I get on stage, because it calms my nerves down.
And that helps some people. Now, you've done I will tell you the difference in between the Connecticut Paracon and the way you spoke at Salem. You are just, you're so much more at ease. And I just think it's because you're getting more comfortable with us too.
Well, I feel like having the podcast helps too, because I know I'm technically speaking to a live audience right now. Even though I physically cannot see them, I know they're there.
Yep.
And, they're just lucky I have pants on.
I don't know what to say that, but hey, Thomas has something that'll make us laugh. He said some dinners we get kicked out of after. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I still laugh about that.
That one time.
That one time.
It happens, though. It happens. It does. I mean, and we weren't even being all that rowdy.
No, but you know what probably kicked Haley into overdrive is the hearse, when the hearse pulled up. Haley.
Probably.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. So, Morgan, let me ask you, whenever a psychic or a medium comes on my show, there's a specific question that I always like to ask, because I like to get their outlook and their opinion on it. Do you feel like there's a difference between a psychic and a medium? Or do you feel like they're one and the same, just the way they operate is slightly different?
I feel like there's a difference, because not every psychic is a medium. But typically, at least from what I've seen, most mediums do have the psychic abilities as well.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm surprised you asked me that. I thought you'd be sick of hearing my thoughts on it by now.
Just because we talk every night on the phone, I'm doing a podcast here. I got to make it work, honey.
Very true. Did you really think I wasn't going to give you a hard time?
No, I expected it. But
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on people who have the ability to do automatic writing or automated writing? I know some people call it automated, some people call it automatic. It's whatever.
Like, what do you mean as far as like, do you think it's the psychics or the mediums or just it in general?
Or is it a different sect of mediumship altogether?
I would say it's a form of mediumship because you have to channel. It's the same as if you do spirit drawings. I've tried the spirit drawing, but in my experience when I've done it, I could be doing it incorrectly. I just draw what I see. I don't have somebody take over. But I've told you when I paint, I don't like painting that much because I get very much in a trance-like state. So I limit my painting. My last painting was actually behind me, but
Wow.
yeah.
I've never seen you paint or do anything.
Can we
That
see
would
it?
be interesting.
Can we see it? I don't think we can see it, can we?
Yeah,
Yeah, right back there.
Monsters.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
I can't make out exactly what it is.
It's the monsters.
So it's Herman and Lily Munster, but it's my version of the Kiss, which is my
I
favorite
love that.
painting.
I absolutely love that.
Thank you. And I made her green. She was only green in the first season, but she looked better green. So
I kind of agree with that.
I also hate the fact that your ghost is in the background glowing and mine is just sitting here like, hey, what's up, dude?
yeah.
Why does
I
yours
gotta
not
change
glow?
I gotta change up the batteries.
Um,
Yeah, they're watch batteries, and I don't buy watch batteries very often because I don't wear watches except for tonight because I can't see the time. But
I told you I would be. I'm a good co-host and a good producer.
you're
I will.
fine.
If
You're
you see
fine.
me doing this, that'll be it.
So me and Morgan actually got into a conversation the other night that I was kind of curious about, and so I kind of feel like I want to ask you, like, 'cause we got into the conversation about the differences between reading tarot and reading oracle.
Mhm.
So what exactly is the difference? Because I don't know what the difference is between reading a tarot card and reading an oracle card. Like I don't know at all.
Well, it may just be my thought process. I love tarot. I love the artwork. I've told you I have a whole cart of different types of decks, multiple cards, but that's not what we're talking about here. The tarot, I feel like it's got set
You've
meanings.
got a lot.
We're not talking about that, but it's got set meanings. And I can't wrap my head around, well, it's supposed to mean this, it's supposed to mean that, because the way messages come through, you kind of have to interpret it. So just with me, I can't get myself to read tarot how I think is the proper way to read it.
Thank you. Somebody else. Yes. I can't either.
I still buy decks when I see them because they're beautiful, but
I will let Nate and you in on something. Everybody, well, not every, excuse me, many people that I know who buy one deck of tarot cards or get gifted. I got gifted my first set from Litriana. And I love them. I don't collect them like most people do because but I have probably 6 or 8 sets now. But I do love my oracle cards, and there's something called a soul card. If you've never used those, you need to check it out. I love the soul cards better.
You're gonna have to send me that one later. I don't know if I have it because that's how many decks I have. It's a problem.
Yeah, so I can tell you that oracle I know nothing about. I have not done it in probably 10 years, but I can read tarot. Which is weird because I don't claim to have any abilities. So realistically, I shouldn't be able to do it, correct?
You have abilities, you just haven't.
You haven't fully tapped into
my ability is. My ability is to be a jackass. That's what my ability is.
That's more your superpower, I'd say.
No, my superpower is CRS. I can't remember shit. That's my superpower.
So you're just super talented. You have 2.
I'm here for it. I'm down. I'm down.
Well, I will tell you a funny. Since I've been doing the show with him, I have CRS half the time, and I use
contagious.
That. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
You're welcome.
So thanks, Nathaniel. Thank you for that. That's nice.
You're welcome for sharing in my gift. So let me ask you, out of all the events that you've attended so far, Morgan, because I know you just recently got out, into the paranormal world as far fuck you, Thomas. But can we put the disclaimer up? Because if he's gonna make comments like that, me and him, we're gonna fight.
There it is.
But I love Thomas
causing
problems. But that was good. That was good. I love Thomas to death. But so you recently started attending Paracons about what 3.5 years ago?
Yeah.
So is there a favorite one that you've attended so far as the guest list, or just people that you've interacted with when you've attended these events? Not necessarily saying you're singling out any specific event, just one that you really enjoyed more than the rest.
Oh, you're really putting me on the spot with this one. I love all of them. and I've been to multiple ones for all the ones I've attended, but I'm gonna have to say, just because of the size of it and how we were there for multiple days and just hanging out with everybody after the Paracons, which typically
Maine.
doesn't happen, is Maine.
Maine was epic. Let me tell you,
Was.
Gwen, if you're gonna make a Paracon this year, you need to make Maine.
I am trying. I would love for Litriana and Matt and the whole crew to go, or
No, you
the
guys
entourage.
definitely, because that's where I met Thomas Donahue, who will be coming on the show in a few weeks.
Cool.
Thomas is amazing, and like Jeremy, me and Jeremy got pretty close with that event. So Jeremy actually followed me into my hotel room, not creepily for the record, but so that way he could actually read my clown doll, Ian.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
everything he picked up on when it came to Ian was spot on.
Oh, he is. He's amazing, and not everybody knows about his abilities. And he was actually on a show Monday night, Shane McClain's show, and I'm telling you, I talk to Jeremy daily because we're trying to get his show together.
Yep.
Oh, Litriana said but he's amazing, and I hope he's hearing me. You are amazing, Jeremy, and I can't wait for him to be on camera and do his thing, because in person it's even better. But I think he can do it. Where are you going, Litriana? I want to go to tell her, what's the name of it this
year?
The
Maine Paracon.
Oh, it's just the Maine
Paranormal and Horror Convention.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. But Lee, I would love for us to go, but if we can't go, I want to go. I want to go. And Asia, let's see what she said. Oh, my clicker's not clicking. There we go.
Your clicker's not clicking. Hey, Asia. Oh, yeah, and you know what? At the Maine Paracon, I think that was the first time I got to meet Father Bob in person.
Oh, yeah, you said it was. Yeah.
I think we met Father Bob in Salem the year before.
Yo, hey, you might be right, but it was very briefly. We didn't really have a conversation. We more on the lines of shook hands, and I said, "Hey, it's nice to see you. Hey, Russ, I see you down there, brother." And I got don't worry, I got my compass hanging up for the compass of curiosities. Don't worry, I support your stuff, brother. But yeah. So I mean, Maine was amazing, and Big Top Tiny. When you see Big Top Tiny, that guy was awesome. I don't think I got
to see him.
I loved watching him walk around and freak everybody out, because you can't miss a 15-foot tall guy on stilts.
That's with a giant hammer.
Carrying a giant hammer. But let me tell you, he did this shit so well. He would hide behind corners and just peek into the corner of the doorway.
Creepy.
He was awesome.
So Russ is in, and he said what did he say? Hold on, I got flipping back.
I see it.
He said, I'm late to the party. And then he's like, much love, my friend. Can't wait to be at the Maine again next year.
Yes, because he will be there. Yes. So Morgan, let me ask you this. So whenever you're doing readings, you say that typically once you're done speaking, you cannot remember what you said.
Right.
So is there a psychological, or I guess you could say psychological aspect around that, or does it just happen, like you just forget? Because once you do the reading, you don't need to remember the information, because the reading wasn't for you, it was for the person who you were giving the reading to.
I would say exactly with the last statement. It's not my information. I'm basically a conduit. I'm giving information that I'm getting. I'm processing it the best that I can to try to make you understand it. The only times I ever remember anything really is if somebody confirms it right then on the spot and they're like shocked when they confirm it, or it's something that's just kind of like out there. How did that information even come through? Because I've told you how I get messages. It's so jumbled. A lot of mine are pop culture references, which is so weird. I will literally get snippets of movies, like a little picture of something from like the 90s.
Loved that. It was so different. I loved it.
It's a little confusing though, because sometimes people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, hang on, let me try to decipher it and figure out how to word it best to you. But no, it's
Rez. How you doing?
Yep.
Yes, psychic CRS, exactly, Chris.
Exactly.
But no, it's not my information, so why would I hold on to it? And a lot of the times, like just the past 2 months, I had 2 different people who were like, no, you did a reading last year, and absolutely everything that you told me last year came true. And I was like, oh, what did I say? They're like, you really don't remember? I'm like, not a clue. And there's been conversations that we have, and you're like, oh yeah, so remember you mentioned this? Guess what happened?
Yeah, it does happen. Hence the reason, and you know, before we brought her on, I told you that this is the person who changed my mind as to whether or not these abilities actually exist.
Yes.
So, for those of you who don't know, we met on the U.S.S. Salem battleship.
I love this story. Yep.
I was there with Thomas Patrick Gormley, and we were doing a public event with Larissa Rex and Alan Rex Jr. And me and Alan, we were the skeptical sailors. And Thomas and Larissa were the psychics. I don't remember what their team name was. But for whatever reason, Morgan decided to come on the Skeptical Sailor tour with us. And I will tell you that I don't know how many days it was after the event, but she would stop and she would come over to me and she would ask me, hey, I'm picking up on this person in this location. Does that sound right? Yes, it does. Well, I'm picking up on this. Is that right? Well, yeah, it is. And at this point, I'm getting kind of freaked out. And I'm like, she's like, well, what about this? I'm like, yeah, to my knowledge, that's accurate. Our team name was awesome. But so we get out, and I think it was like, what, Morgan, 2 or 3 days after?
Yeah.
I sent her a message, and I was like, look, it's been eating at me. How much of what you picked up on the ship did you Google before you went on there? Apparently, that's not something you should say to someone who has mediumship abilities. Yeah. But you know what? I felt like, from my skeptical mindset, it was a fair question. And she said,
I want to know the answer. What did you say to him?
I'm pretty sure I was like, are you kidding
me?
And then I was like, yeah, I don't even know how to use Google. Yeah, and I'm horrible with Google, and he now knows this. I can't Google for the life of me.
Yeah, but no, that was verbatim. Her response was, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how we met.
I think that's actually cool. You guys just don't know. I do. I think it's cool.
You can't, you know what? You can't argue with fate. Fate happens.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It does.
And it worked out great. And so when we investigated the Satanic Temple there after the Salem Paracon, me and Morgan were experiencing some stuff upstairs. I don't know if I ever sent you the video, Gwen, or not, about the movement that was going on in the throne room.
Yes, you did. Yes, you actually did.
So here was a funny thing. We went upstairs, and I wanted to kind of go off to the right of the top of the staircase. And she was like, no, we need to go left. And I'm like, but I want to go right. I want to see what's in that room. And she's like, well, if you want to experience something, we need to go left. I'm like, fine, whatever. So we took the left, and next thing I know, I set up the music box in there. The music box is hitting like nonstop. We're not in the room. The music box is hitting. And then we noticed this movement in the foiling of the gold foil of the wall. And that's when I started filming it. And I was like, there's nothing in there that should be moving. There's no wind in there. There's no way it's the curtains shifting, because I thought about that. I tried to go in there and made the curtain shift, and I still have no idea how she picked up on the fact that that was the room that we were going to pick up activity in.
Well, because
but she really wanted to go to the basement.
The basement, yes, since before we went there. But also I told you too that I kept feeling a little girl all day, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense that a little girl would be here. And then they told us about the little girl who used to live in the house, because as soon as we pulled in too, I was like, I need my Excedrin, my head is killing me. And then at the end of the night, I'm like, well, I know you guys mentioned a little girl, the one that her other sister pushed her down. I said, and she was the one that got locked up in the disappointments room, quote unquote. But it was a head injury or some sort of trauma to her head, wasn't it? And they go, no, actually, that is what it was, that she had to get locked up.
And I'm sorry, what they call the disappointments room, back in the time that house was built, there would not have been a disappointments room. I mean, I guess technically from
which one was the disappointments room?
I don't think we were allowed in
the attic. It was in the attic. We were not allowed to go there.
Okay. Okay.
So the disappointments room, I wouldn't have called it that as far as the disappointments room, but from the social standards of when the time frame of the house was built, the disappointment room would have made sense because it was a room where they would put people that they were ashamed to have out in public. So people who had some form of mental retardation, physical disability, or physical disfigurement, that's where they would put them. And they would keep them shielded from the public in order to keep their own social status intact.
Right.
So I don't think it was a disappointment room. I think it was a room to hold someone captive.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yep.
Did you even get near it, Morgan? Were you able to get even close and get anything off of it? Just curious.
No, because I wanted to go upstairs, but there was only, Charles let us see the room, the suite he was staying in. And then
that bedroom was beautiful. Yeah.
And there was just those 2 rooms upstairs. But then the main thing I wanted to go before I ever got there was the basement. And it was before I knew it was an old funeral home. So it makes sense that I kept wanting to go in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because typically in a funeral home of that age, the embalming room would be in the basement. Because you could physically put the drains in the floor. You didn't have to worry about it. And you could wash the body, do all that good stuff. And it's going to go right down the drain without having to go through the house. So you don't have to worry about a pipe bursting or anything like that. I wish they would have let us into the basement because I definitely would have went to the basement.
Oh, yeah, that would have been awesome.
But unfortunately, sometimes you can't always go to the basement.
Exactly. Even though we want to. In the attic. In the attic.
Yep.
Oh, I definitely wanted to go to the attic. Like, for people out there who don't know, attics and basements, those are my 2 favorite rooms in the house. Unless it's a fucking crawl space. Fuck crawl spaces. I don't like getting in and out of them. I don't move as well as I used to. I'm like ancient. I'm like 40 years old. So I don't bend or flex as well as I used to. So getting in and out of crawl spaces is not as easy for me now. That's what Morgan's for. I'm going to send her into the crawl spaces.
I'll go with you, Morgan. I'll go with you. It'll be okay.
Don't worry. She's not look, if she goes into a crawl space, she's not going in there looking for ghosts. She's going in there looking for spiders that she can befriend.
Exactly. I would be. I would.
Yeah, Bobby, Riz, as I call him, he said I took Gwen to a funeral home basement. He did. He absolutely did.
Nice.
I love the basement. Anywhere everybody freaks out about, that's where I want to go.
So Morgan, let me ask you, you've had these abilities, for quite some time. You said your first that you can remember is about 3 years old, the first time you saw something. Your most vivid memory was the family visitation.
Well, the earliest one, yeah.
So what made you decide to recently start pushing yourself out there, starting to attend these events?
Believe it or not, it was during COVID, scrolling through TikTok, because there was all those people investigating live. I don't sleep. They'd be investigating at like 1 a.m. I would pop into the live and I would pick up on things in the live and I would comment. And honestly, because at that point you had to have like 1,000 viewers before you could go live, I would start reading people that were in the comments, to the point that, like, if you look at my TikTok, I don't post. It's very rare that I post anything.
You don't.
I don't follow many people, but I have a lot more followers than I follow. But that's because I would be in lives and I would be doing readings in the lives and picking up on things.
Yeah, and so I know we said that we typically do not name drop on this podcast.
Oh, no.
But no, I'm just going to bring it up. So it's not a bad thing, okay? You were a moderator for Scotty the Medium. And I don't know anything beyond that. I'm being honest with you, the whole public, I know nothing beyond that.
Yeah.
Other than they lost contact.
Yeah. No, well, every once in a while we interact on Facebook. I like Scotty. Yeah.
No, he seemed like an alright guy. But for someone who, I guess you would say, when you look at the paranormal community as a whole, for people who don't know who you are, for someone like Scotty to say, "Hey, you're good enough to be a moderator," I mean that's a compliment.
Well, it wasn't the moderator thing that he chose me because of my abilities, but it was one of his lives that I popped into at the Shanley Hotel. And everything I get was right. And then he happened to be at Sam's Paracon, the first one that I went to.
How you doing? Tell James I said hi.
Hey, Sammy.
Yeah.
Also, I need to book James for a podcast. I'm going to send him a text message.
But no, so when I first met him, it was at one of Sam's Paracons, and that's why I went, because he said he was going to go there. So I was like, oh, I'll go, because, you know, I was picking up on stuff and I wanted to pick his brain, because one thing I love doing at Paracons is, and Nate and I have conversations constantly. I'm like, oh, did you notice this new trend that I noticed between people who investigate or people who have abilities? They all have this common link between their immediate family or between their history. But I went to meet Scotty, and the second I walked up to his table, I was like, hey, you're Scotty, right? And he goes, yeah. I was like, oh, it's Morgan. And he goes, wait, Morgs? The Morgs? Because everything I picked up in the live was correct.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? It's kind of weird how you make those connections without even knowing you're making those connections.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can tell you, me personally, I have walked to the local Walmart here and had someone stop me and ask me for a selfie, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? And they're like, no, I know you from TikTok. I watch your paranormal stuff. Can I get a selfie? Because my mom's not going to believe that I met you. She loves your stuff. I'm like, well, you could have started with that. And maybe I wouldn't have been a little bit as abrasive, I guess you could say. But I didn't see that last one, sorry. But
sorry. It was James said that he said awesome. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna reach out to him. I've got his information. I will send him a text message tomorrow, because I want to book him for a show. But so whenever, and I lost my train of thought because I kind of fanboyed there a little bit, because James is awesome. But
James is awesome.
So
Sammy's awesome too.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, no, they're both awesome. But yeah, I kind of fanboyed there a little bit. It happens. But what were we talking about?
The different connections.
So me and you have had this discussion before, Morgan. Is it weird that there seems to be a trend of people who have psychic abilities or mediumship abilities that come from either a background of having a drug addiction in their family, or they were physically or personally affected or addicted themselves?
That most definitely is a common trend. It's also a trend with people who do not believe they have abilities, but they investigate. But another super common trend is people that have been in DV situations. That's another common thread that goes through a lot of
domestic
people.
violence, right? Well, I'm trying to cut you off. Continue.
No, it's a bunch of little different trends, and if I wasn't on the spot, I'd probably remember a lot more, because we talk about it a lot, because I'm like, oh, I figured out another one just in this random conversation, because that's what my brain does. It's like that board with all the strings, and I just remember random things at different times, and I'm like, oh, that's a common theme between all these different people.
Thanks, Chris. But yeah, so it's something that we have realized throughout our travels together. It's like going to Paracons and stuff. I'm not saying that every single person who has psychic abilities has went through some kind of physical trauma, or I guess you could say emotional or mental trauma due to an abusive, whether it be physical or drug abuse, or alcohol abuse even. But I have realized from, throughout this time, that I would say 70% that I've met, they've either been in recovery, or they have been a victim of abuse, whether it be physical, domestic, and whatever have you. And it's just kind of weird how that trend. So for me, is that trend just because they have went to a spot in the human psyche that no one else has?
I'm gonna say I'm not sure, but I have noticed, at least with myself, when I decided to actually tackle my previous trauma and work through it, my gifts increased like at a crazy rate. Like I've always had abilities. I know that. I've always done readings, but as I dealt with it, it somehow helped me get more confident. That's my issue, and part of the reason I kept myself back, because I don't believe in myself as much as other people do, which a lot of people struggle with that. But once I actually took my personal trauma head on, and I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't fix it overnight. You don't fix it over a couple of years. You have to continuously work on it. You have to get the balance between the light and the dark, however you choose to say it, because not everything's all sunshine, but you also can't walk around all doom and gloom. But I don't know if it's, I don't, like I said, and like you said, not everybody necessarily has it. Maybe some people haven't recognized it yet because
I agree,
sometimes
Chris.
oh, I didn't see what Chris said, but sometimes you
Oh,
stick it
sorry.
down. Oh, no, I was kind
No,
of,
he said healing ourselves helps heal.
yes,
It does.
it does. It does.
And Wardruna, I saw your comments as well.
I
So
can
don't
put
think
this
I was
back up.
ignoring them.
Oh, I didn't see them. I'm sorry.
Can you see them at
Yep.
all, or do we need to? Okay. Yep. Common trend. Yep.
Oh, yep. No, that makes sense. Yep. Because when you're up like that, you are constantly on alert.
Yep. And what Chris says about healing others, it does. It does. Everybody that I know that has had trauma and bad things, let's say, if you help others, it kind of helps you. And it just, I've seen people change, totally change, just totally change.
Yeah, and it definitely can make you more self-aware. To Christy's point, it can.
That's true.
That is true. I have the complete opposite effect. I will give messages completely sober, but if I drink, and Nate is a witness, there's been times I sober up, but spirit comes through with such a force, and there's been multiple times where he has seen more than one grown man at a night cry because I've noticed one thing that I do, and I don't mean to do it. I poke at people's shadows constantly. It's not something. Okay.
Is it weird that we all leaned in at the same exact time to read that?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what?
We're
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it on my big TV too. So and we're
it's like we were synchronized swimming there.
But no, one thing I've noticed is, Jeremy,
how you doing, brother?
I don't mean to, but I poke at people's shadows. It's either I flat out say it and I try to find, I do hold myself back a bit and I shouldn't break myself, but I try to find the gentlest way to deliver the message. But sometimes I say something and it's just something that will trigger them and it makes them bring it up and then the reading goes that way. But Nate's seen it multiple times too. I don't like that I do it, but it's something that I'm clearly here to do.
Yeah,
and I do it to myself.
You mean to do it. You've done it to me. Remember? No, you won't remember.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Dang it. No, it's fine. But no, I'll tell you.
You know what? I agree with that, Christy. Synchronized blindness. That's why we leaned in. The only issue
like when you turn down.
Is I'm the only one of us that doesn't wear fucking glasses.
I wear mine when I have to, but they hurt my head and my eyes. So
I have contacts.
Let's see. Yep, helping. Okay, I'm trying to catch up because they're flying in. Synchronized.
They're coming in quick.
Doing well, recording with. Yeah, I'm going on his show too.
Jeremy, no, I know you are. I know you are because me and him we talk. He's actually the one that put me in contact with historian, author, researcher Jeff Belanger, who's going to be coming on my show in June.
Oh yes, he was on your TikTok live.
Yes. I'm so looking forward to that. And Jeremy, I can never thank you enough for that because I have been a fan of Jeff's for, God, at least 10 years. But
But Gwen was in the middle of saying something.
Yeah. No, I was just saying it's she does that, and I don't see her meaning to do it. It just kind of happens, and then she has no idea she did it. And I'm just looking at her like she has no idea. I tell you what, the next time we're together, I'm going to video it because she doesn't try to read me, but then it just happens.
That's literally how it goes. We will be sitting there on a phone call, just talking about nothing, and randomly she will be like, "Oh, by the way, I feel like you need to hear this. This is exactly what you need to hear." I'm like, "Well, I really don't, but if you feel the need to continue."
That is one thing I do too. If it makes me feel a certain way and I know something's going to come up that might be a little touchy, before I say it, I do stop myself.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm going to be at Broadhead in June, Rez.
I'm telling you, bad idea, brother.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. But you know what? If you want to do it, more power to you.
You see me and Nate going, nah.
Oh, but I do it to myself too. So just so everybody's aware, I'll be on the phone with Nate and I was like, well, that's why that popped in my head earlier. I guess it's my freaking night to deal with my own shadows.
Yeah, I've heard that multiple times. Multiple times. So, what are your thoughts? Because I know once a week you try to go to Reiki.
Yes.
So can I ask you, from a perspective of someone who does not do Reiki, what does that do for you as far as your abilities? Do you think it helps your abilities, or you just go into Reiki to kind of like center your energy? Because from my understanding, Reiki is energy, movement, and chakras.
So it's more to center, but also Robin, who does my Reiki. Hey, Robin, in
Mhm.
case you happen to see this, she always asks my intention.
Right.
That's very true. So I
I'm
always go in with.
scared.
Would you say you're going to be scared?
I said I'm always scared when it comes to my shadow work because I know what lurks in my shadows, and no one want to hear that story.
As I tell you, to a point, because there's things that everybody hides from themselves. But Reiki does help. It does, yeah. So Robin will always ask my intention, and typically the main part of my intention is to help me focus my third eye and to help me be more confident and to be able to get the spirits and the messages to flow. But also what I do when I'm in Reiki, I don't know what other people do. You're supposed to just relax, but I typically take it as I'm horrible with meditation because my ADHD. And when we talk on the phone, I'm like, well, I did like these 20 things just in the past hour since we spoke. So I don't have time to be sitting there for meditation. So I use that as my time to tell my spirits and my guides, like, hey, could you come in? If there's anything you want to show me, if there's anything you want to tell me about. And that's typically where I learn if I have new guides that are with me for this point in time. I think one of the most recent one was I asked you, and then I was like, wait, Broadhead has watchers, because a watcher was randomly in my inner circle and I'd never had one before. And I don't know cryptids. I don't know anything. I had to Google your wrapping paper, even though I'm horrible with Google. But I described exactly what I saw and you're like, no, that's a watcher. I'm like, well, they're specifically from Broadhead and they were in my inner circle this week.
But she made some awesome wrapping paper for my Christmas present. If y'all want to see it,
did.
I'll share it on my Facebook after
Oh, I
this
don't think
one.
you saw the rest of it, Gwen.
Did I? Oh, I didn't. Well,
You
I
did
will.
not.
I think you just saw the one.
She even made me a hodag from Wisconsin.
No way. Did you really?
I did. I even searched a very obscure one from Alabama, and he didn't get it at first. And wasn't it like the next town over?
Wait a minute. It was the you told me. Dang it! You're gonna have to tell me. I can't remember the
Wolf Woman.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's very cool.
But when it comes to Wisconsin, she looked the hodag, but she missed the Beast of Bray Road. Just saying.
No.
But I'm just giving you shit.
You get wrapping paper next year.
Next year. There's next year.
I'm
if
just
he's
giving
lucky.
you shit. So, whenever you have gone to these events and you've done these things, is there a specific person that you have met that influenced you to start actually pushing yourself out there with your abilities? Because I feel like that's not a decision that you make just at a snap of a finger. So I feel like someone may have given you a push. And if they did, who was that person?
So honestly, I would say one of the first people was Ron Iacovetti. And it's because I went to the Shanley Hotel. And him, Lourdes, and myself were
I saw that
sitting
comment, by the way. Yes, I love me a hodag.
Hodag and a dog man.
I'll think of the dog man for next year, but the hodag did come out cute. Because we were just sitting in the room off to ourselves. It was like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 a.m. Most of the investigation was over. And all of a sudden, a spirit came through for Ron. And then when I was talking to Ron, I was also shown this room and I described a room. He'd written about the room in his second book. I'd not read any of his books at this point. And so I purchased the book and he wrote something like, thank you for sharing your amazing gift. And honestly, just that small gesture just really made it so I felt more confident and pushed myself out there.
There it is.
There's my hodag.
That's cool. And that's wrapping paper, right? That one is too? Yep.
Well, it's like the brown paper that they put in with the packages. I figured why not reuse it?
Yeah, I agree. I loved it. When he showed me, I was like, dude, really?
Oh, Lee Triana, the Beast of Bray Road is not scary. If I had my choice, I would set up camp there for a night if they'd let me. I'm down for it. I mean, worst it's going to do is eat me, right?
The worst he can do, he says. Okay.
I mean, worst it's going to do is eat me. I mean, I'll be fine. Flesh wound. You ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail? It's a flesh wound.
Oh yeah, Litriana did say frame it. I would frame it too.
No,
Honestly.
I'm going to. I'm gonna cut up all these and frame it because she did the Hodag, which is awesome.
Hodag.
The Flatwoods Monster. Awesome. And of course, you gotta love the Jersey Devil.
Just don't save that wolf woman for last. She's rough looking.
We got me a Puckwudgie.
Oh, and see, I like that. That's cool.
And then we got the Wolf Woman of Mobile, Alabama, which is not something that a lot of people know about because she was only sighted. So this cryptid is really obscure. And that's why when she brought it up and she sent me the photo, I was like, I really don't know. Because this cryptid has only been sighted like 4 or 5 times.
Oh.
If that,
So
yeah.
that was really obscure. Then on this one, you've got, down here you got Mothy.
Yeah, I like Mothy.
Love my Mothman. Then you got a little alien guy here. And you got the Wendigo.
Wendigo?
And this guy. I love this guy because he is so sad because he's so ugly.
I think this is my favorite one.
The Squonk.
Oh.
Look at him. He's like an overweight ET.
Yeah, that was my daughter's favorite one. She thinks he's adorable.
Poor guy. He's just sad because he's fat and ugly. But that's okay. Don't be sad, little guy. Embrace it. And then I got the Alabama White thing.
Wow.
But not a lot of people even know that exists.
Well, I Googled cryptids near you, like where you lived. Different places.
We all know who this is.
Yep.
Well, actually, I was like, well, this could be one of 6 different sea serpents. So I'm pretty sure it's Nessie.
That's your favorite one, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's your favorite one.
But it could have been the Lake Winnipesaukee monster. It could have been Ogopogo from Lake Okanagan. I mean,
he went in nerd mode and he was like, well, which one is it? Because there's this one, and this one.
There's so
not nerd mode.
From Lake Champlain. Exactly, Jeremy. I brought up Champy. I was like, it could have been Champy from Lake Champlain. Lake Champlain over there in Vermont that extends up to New York.
It's Nessie, though. We both had our favorite cryptid is Nessie, so.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that Jeremy brought up Champy.
Yep, Champy. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm so excited to announce that me and Morgan will be attending the Vermont Paranormal Sci-Fi Convention, and we will be about a half an hour from Lake Champlain.
Oh, so we'll have to go then.
Oh, you better, you damn right we're going. I'm going to look for Champ.
That's a given.
I am going to look for Champ at least once in my life.
5 minutes.
I see the 5 minutes. I gotta watch.
I know we can go over. It's fine, but I know you in time, so yeah.
I gotta watch on today. I kind of got.
But do you know how to read it?
Do you know how to read Roman numerals?
Yes.
Oh, do you know how to read Braille?
I used to at one point actually. I was a weird kid.
Damn it, you're killing me because I can't fucking give you options here.
I also used to read hieroglyphics. Anything else you want to ask me?
No, because I can't. Like that was my next question. Can you read hieroglyphics?
Yeah.
I bet you still can some.
I don't know. I know when I first learned about Egypt in school, I read them like they were nothing, and I knew some of the deities, so I know I definitely had a past life there because I've had glimpses of a past life there. But no, actually, I showed Nate one of my old paintings. What was it, a week or 2 ago that I did of Nefertiti in high school?
15 minutes? That's better than 30.
It'll be about 15 minutes. Woo. That's a given for sure then, yep.
Oh, I'm going to try and get me a Champ sighting. It's been one of my favorite cryptids.
You better video it. You better video it. Yep. Past life. Exactly.
Yeah. No, so that was actually a few more questions, and we're gonna hit these really quickly. So we're gonna do a rapid fire here.
Okay.
So really quickly, what is your belief in past lives?
I won't lie. When I was younger, I didn't think they were a thing. And yes, I did most definitely have an Egyptian past life, just for the fact when I was little, I could read and write hieroglyphics like they were no issue. I understood some of the deities. But I was saying, I showed Nate a painting that I did of Nefertiti, who's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
when I was in high school. She doesn't look like how she's depicted anywhere. She has much fairer skin. She has blue eyes. And I sent it to him. I was like, you're probably going to think it doesn't look anything like her because it's not how she's depicted. And he goes, no, actually, this, I love him for it, but this is when he became a super nerd. And I love that he's a nerd. And he was like, actually, there is one singular text written about Nefertiti where she has blue eyes.
Yes,
so I would say the simple
there
fact,
is.
yeah, right. But I did this back in 2003, 2004. Like, it wasn't really common knowledge back then. The internet was still somewhat new. It wasn't like I was searching these things. But then I know, Gwen, when we were on the phone with Rez and everything, I was like, no, I definitely had a past life where I lived with Native Americans as well, because I also know different methods that they used to do things that I just wouldn't know off the top of my head, but I do.
Right. We were sitting there and we were like, yeah, because we were on the reservation and you were talking to us about you. I don't know if you remember that. There's a couple things you picked up on.
I remembered a couple things. And I know I talked with Lee too about one of my past lives. And actually, I believe it was the same past life that I was talking about her with her in Salem. But when I was younger, I didn't believe in them, even though I grew up knowing my father did, because he actually like researched it, and I showed Nate the research that he had for his specific past life. But up until I started doing meditations and I asked to be shown my past life, and when I did some just some inner work, things popped up, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense why things are so familiar, and I just know these things about history without ever having to look them up.
And it's kind of weird how that happens. And you know, it's for me, when I hear stuff like that, I am like, what? Because I just don't know how to process it. In my logical mindset, I don't know how to process it. And yeah, and that's literally the look that I give when I'm on the phone and she says something like that. That's literally the look that I give. I'm like, what? So y'all just saw that facial expression live that she doesn't ever get to see, because that's literally what happens.
I can't wait till Nathaniel remembers just the itty bitty bit of one of his past lives. I don't have a
past life.
I think you do.
My past life, I was probably a fucking squirrel.
Maybe.
So what, was I hoarding nuts everywhere? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm pretty sure that's what was going on.
Oh, I was going to say maybe that's why you have CRS, but okay.
Maybe.
I mean, it could be. Squirrels do seem to be pretty fucking ADHD.
And they're like, yeah.
And they're like, oh, let me see how many nuts I can stick on my. Do not put that shit on the podcast.
Wait, it's live. Where's Bill with his nuts comments?
I know. I'm messing.
It's live, man.
I'm messing.
You can't take it back.
I cannot take it back. But that's what squirrels do. They were like, oh, I wonder if I can set the world record for how many nuts I can fit in my mouth.
You were a Viking.
I do kind of have that brash personality, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Keep coming back until we get it right. Marlo says, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
no, I agree.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Christopher said maybe the squirrel from the Ice Age. Maybe.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That is the best comment of the podcast by far, because that is legit. So, Morgan, I always end my podcast with 3 typical questions. Question number 1. You have one location that is on your bucket list that you can go and visit, and price is not an option, travel's paid for. Where are you going?
So I had an original answer, but since I saw some TikTok videos of what it's actually like going to visit the Great Pyramids, I would say I'm a little too claustrophobic for that. The tunnels that you have to go up, I would love to, but I don't think I'd be able to. But I would say, I think my answer would be the Amityville house.
Okay.
Because I've always had an interest in it, and honestly, in high school, that was supposed to be my thesis report, but there's no actual way to prove it because there's like no physical evidence of the haunting or all the things that led up to it. But I don't know. I feel like that would be a lot of sad things happen there, but it would be a very interesting location to investigate.
Okay,
that's fair. So you got the Amityville house.
Mm-hmm.
You could take one person with you to investigate. They could be alive or dead. They do not have to be involved in the paranormal. Who are you bringing with you, and why?
I honestly think it would have to be my father, because I know he always had a love for the paranormal. I know he was gifted, but I didn't know he was gifted until after he passed. But he also had a fear of the paranormal because he didn't have somebody to teach him about his gifts, and he would get in trance-like states that he would have to be pulled out of. So he just shied away from it. But he would always ask me, like when we were doing things like, well, who's slamming that door at 2 a.m? Because the house I live in, there's always activity. So he had an interest, but it scared him. But I think I'd bring him to try to show him like it's not as scary as he thought it was.
That's fair. That's fair. So we're going to the Amityville house. For the record, one of the most haunted houses ever documented. If you believe the What's the Story, which I'll be honest with you, I don't. But that's another show for another time.
You don't believe in Judy the pig?
I do not. Nor do I believe that the picture that the Warrens caught was legitimate. But that's another story for another time. So we're looking at the Amityville house, and you're bringing your father. Besides your own abilities, because they're inherent, they don't count. What piece of equipment are you bringing with you, and why?
I think my little Freddy Krueger thing. One, because it's pretty accurate, and we've lined it up with other pieces of equipment, and they go off at the same exact time.
They do.
But also, I love how everybody gets creeped out just because it sings the little song from the Freddy Krueger movies.
It is creepy, and I like it. Yeah.
That's fair. We need to bring that to the next event that Gwen's at, so she can actually physically see it in person. It literally
I thought you had it in Salem. Did you not have it in Salem?
It was left in the car.
That's right. But you have showed it to me or something.
No, it was left in the car. But yeah, like literally, it does the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for all the way through the 10.
But it only does it for as long as spirit will be near it, interacting with it. So it cuts off and restarts every time.
Find me a Michael Myers one that plays the Halloween theme, because for some reason, fucking people are afraid of the Halloween theme. Let me tell you something. Don't be afraid of Halloween. Don't be afraid of Michael Myers. Why? Because it's just William Shatner. It was a William Shatner.
That's even scarier, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's a William Shatner mask that they gave a haircut and painted white.
Yeah.
You're afraid of the guy who talks like this on Star Trek. No! The fuck?
So I'm gonna edit my question. I'm gonna say, I don't care that it's your podcast. I'm gonna add to it. I would bring you with me too, just because I need the person that actually does the history, because I don't pay attention to any of that.
That's fair, Nate. That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But
that is.
But Morgan, I thank you so much for coming on the show, spending an hour with us, talking with us. I think this was a great conversation. I know you were super nervous beforehand, but
yes,
look,
Rez.
Here's the thing. That's why you got me. That's why you got Gwen. You let us control the flow of the conversation, and we'll make it work.
Yeah, always.
That's how it goes.
It was fun. Thanks for finally dragging me on. I know Gwen's been trying for quite a while.
I have been begging.
I'm happy.
Please.
I'm happy that you were the first episode of season 2, first episode of the new year. It was a great show. So Morgan, if you would not mind hanging out in the background for about 5 minutes, we got one more ad to run, and we're gonna close out the show, and we'll see you back there.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut her off.
No, she was gonna say thanks for having me. I know what she was gonna say.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. I was so excited. All right, what are we running? Well, I will add this because I'm proud of some folks on the network.
Don't we typically have a closing ad?
Well, we do, but I have something to add if that's cool. You do you. It's fine. Litriana, Blaine, and myself filmed with the History Channel, and that is now Monster Quest. Yes. So Friday night.
I can't see it until the first 6 episodes are released.
Why?
Because I don't watch Discovery Channel. I have Discovery Plus, and they release episodes like season wise in 6 episode batches.
Well, I will hook you up, just so you know. I'll hook you up. But last week was the first episode. It was awesome. I couldn't look away, and that's not me. I'm usually up doing stuff, kind of peeking. I couldn't look away.
Yeah,
Blaine's episode, it's and it was well put together and well done. I mean, just well done. But Blaine's episode is this Friday.
Yeah, yes, play some stuff, and if I'm not, I will be back by the time the ad stops.
Well, it's not an ad; it's just a poster.
Oh,
so I want everybody to look. There's Litriana. Hers is on January 30th.
Well, then hold it up there for just a second.
Yep, Blaine's is on January 9th, and mine is on February 2nd. And everybody, please watch all the episodes, not just ours. And we are super excited. I know Blaine is, and I know Lee is, and I know I'm myself, and everybody who we talk to are. So, yeah, come out and look, please. And they do have ways you can watch each episode for free. So you have to research it. But yeah, there we are.
I can tell you, when you first told me you were going to be on an episode of Monster Quest, same as Lee Triana, super jealous, because I have followed Monster Quest since season 1. I'm pretty sure on DVD I have the first 4 seasons. And one of my favorite episodes was when they encountered that giant squid in the Sea of Cortez.
I remember that.
So, like, that's why I said I was super jealous, because that is a show I've always wanted to be on.
Well, funny enough, and I told you this, and I think most everybody knows by now that knows us, we didn't know the name of the show until a couple weeks ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago now, but we did not know. We did not know. And when I found out, I was just geeking out, because I was like, I am going to be on something that I used to watch. You know, my best friend,
favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, she's going to be on. Blaine's going to be on. I was like, man, that is just awesome. So I'm proud.
It is literally like legitimately one of my favorite shows of all time. My son Jameson loves it as well. We're sit here and watch episodes, like the older ones. Well, except there was a few he won't watch because he finds the reenactment graphics creepy.
Some of them are, but they're good.
They're well done.
They are. They are well done. They are well done. Well, I don't really have an ad, but like I said, that's that. Also, we got Jeremy Cotter coming. I'm gonna put his poster up.
Oh, so yeah. You know what? We're not doing Paracons or anything right now, so ad season will be coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. But in here, there's Monster Quest, and that's actually the official. And that was for last week's. Because you see the officers. It was police and something. I can't remember the name of it. I apologize for that. But yeah, you guys watch us. Support us, and I know we have so many people that just come on and comment, and we have even more people that just here we go. And I couldn't see the comments, Blaine. Yes, please watch all episodes. Yep. And yeah, you can go through Prime, but I can hook you up, Nate. I can get it where you can.
I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't see the reason to pay $100 for free shipping from Amazon when I order from it twice a year.
That's fair enough. So you guys, it's been a great episode. Morgan, thank you a million times. Yes.
It's really fun. And Morgan, thank you so much for coming on the inaugural season 2 episode. And it was a great time. As you guys know, we're at a new time slot now. The Paranormal Unveiled will be every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Yep. So next week we have author historian Sam Baltrusis coming on the show. So that's going to be a really fun show. If you don't know anything about Massachusetts history, you don't know anything about Lizzie Borden or, history in the Northeast. Yep. This is going to be a show that you're going to want to watch. It's going to be amazing. But guys, I will see you all next week. This is the Paranormal Unveiled for myself and Gwen Johns. We will tell you that we bid you adieu. And thank you, Morgan, for coming on the show. And I'll see y'all next week. Same spooky time, same spooky channel.